Good afternoon. This is Brian Shannon from Alpha Trends Blogspot. It's Wednesday, the 26th of September, 2007, and the market's closed. S&P 500 caught up a little bit today to the Qs. It did find support at that rising 10-day moving average that we've been looking at, as well as the location of approximately 61.8% retracement, where we saw that bounce yesterday. Today we saw a higher high. And higher low, based on what we've been looking at recently, was a breaking of this pattern of lower highs and lower lows. So today we saw a higher high as it broke past that level, a couple of higher highs in fact, and yesterday's level of resistance did act as support when tested. So this level right now, the lows from today at about 151.65, we'll call it, will be an important level of support, as well as this area here at about 150.5 going forward. So the market does continue to act strong. This level that I've been pointing at the last couple days at about 152.80 is really the more important level of resistance that the buyers will have to retake control of before we can really consider this market back in the control of the buyers over the intermediate term. It's possible that we may see a little bit of a rally up towards that level, pull back, and then break out. If it does break out, I think it paints a very bullish picture that we'll probably see this market surpass these old highs back from July. So the S&P 500 is starting to act very a lot better than it has been here over the last week since we saw that big rally. So it seems as though the move has been digested, and now it's back up in control by the buyers, or about to be controlled by the buyers once again. And really, it's going to take a move above 152.80 for that to really be considered back in control of the buyers. And again, this level will be important as potential support going forward. Let's take a look at the semiconductors. Semiconductors, they did make it back above that 38.40 level, but then broke back down below it once again. So that area, again, it looked like it was going to hold, and that's also where we've got that 5-day moving average, which is now flattened out. I've been saying that basically my stance on the semiconductors is more neutral than anything until they can make it back above about $39 a share, and I continue to believe that's the right way to look at these. I also think that this level will be important as far as support goes. Just below that, let's just call it 37.90 is what we've been talking about. Below 37.90, I think, would be a reason to get very defensive as far as the semiconductor goes, because that could lead to a little bit further sell-off in there. You might look at this and say it's making an inverted, or not an inverted, but a head and shoulders pattern. So that's something to keep an eye on, and adds a little bit of significance to that 37.90 level. That breaking below that could have people looking at it as a head and shoulders pattern, which would then implicate a move down towards the 37 level. The IWM also is acting much more bullish. We saw that it broke below this prior level of resistance in that 200-day moving average. Yesterday I had mentioned that a lot of times what happens when you have a very widely watched level like this is you get a 1-day move below it, 1 or 2-day move below it, and those sellers get trapped. Now we've got just the stronger holders involved in the IWM. We saw support at that 10-day moving average, as well as the Fibonacci level in here yesterday at that 61.8% retracement. We do still have a declining 5-day moving average. I think that basically taking out today's high, let's just say getting back above $81 a share would be pretty positive for this market, and that, I think, puts the buyers back in control of the short-term trend. We saw the same thing that we saw in the where the spiders here today. I'm not talking very good, but where this yesterday's highs did act as support today. So this level here at 80 will continue to be important as far as support goes, and more importantly, if the market breaks below 79.33, I would start to get very defensive. Although looking at the daily time frame, it's still kind of a mixed picture in here. It's looking a lot better. I am more optimistic about this market than I have been in the past. The NASDAQ 100 continues to be the strongest, and it's getting a little bit extended in here since this move. We've seen it rally, 2.5 points over the last week and a half. So just be careful. Don't let your guard down. We've got some good profits on the long side here. So, but the market is moving in a very healthy fashion, making a nice stair-step pattern of higher highs and higher lows. Late in the day, it failed to make a higher high. I don't know if you want to read into that much, but right now I think today's lows are going to be important, about 51.10, and basically, though, we're in a very nice uptrend on these Qs. There's no signs of it slowing down. And like I said yesterday, the inverted head and shoulders pattern that we were looking at over a month ago looks like it's coming into play at that 5150 to 52 level as far as the area where there's the potential for resistance. So let's take a look at the stocks I'd mentioned recently. Audible, I'd suggested a stop near about $13 a share. So if you'd used my stop, you got stopped out of this one today. We're at about break even. Alexian, ALXN, this stock I'd suggested raising your stop to about 65.80. I'd say you could probably raise that now to about 66.40 or so. And that'd be a nice $1.50 gain in that one. Beacon, BCON, I had suggested a stop in here at about $1.91, which was break even. I'd say you want to raise your stop at about 203. I got out of this stock today. I don't own a position in it, but maybe the next couple of days I'll be looking to re-enter. CBAK, this is one that I'd suggested the other day, had the potential to go nuts, as I said. And it certainly has lived up to that billing as it broke past that 465 level. Yesterday I said that you wanted to raise your stop in this one, and it's just, it acts great. I'm out of this one as well. I got out, out of the 705 early this morning out of some of my shares, but that stock acts great. Hopefully some of you are still holding that one or had a nice move in it at least. Falcon, Star, I had also suggested a pretty tight stop in here that did get hit at 12 bucks a share. So I'm not going to take credit for this stock any further, but it looks great. It's got a big short position. It's at all-time highs. I'm still going to continue to watch this one and trade it to the upside is what I'm anticipating. And the shorts that I had suggested looking at, stopped out of Avid with a break even and stopped out of Grow with a break even as well.